Okay, so this is workshop 1, beginning to choose a character for an audition process. We're working on exploring a character in more depth.
Got your lines written down? Do you want to take your chair, put your chair back over there, because we're going to need the space to move around. You put your whiteboard down by your script and move your chair. Okay, fine, Ben, put that stuff down for now. Move your chair over here so we can work in the practical space, yeah? Fine, Maddie, that's good. You can just go restack your chair. Remember, we just slide them on, okay? Kind of
Can we sit down?
No, just stay standing, okay? Have your whiteboard in your hands, yeah? Look, it's fine if two people want the same role. That's what auditions are for, okay? If there's a couple of people that want the same role, then we audition for it, okay?
Thomas, who do you want? What? Who do you want?
George, you ready? How many lines have you got here? Come on. One. Okay, so who are you working with? Who are you auditioning? Don't know. Let's do that. Okay. Let's just read these lines. Okay, now, if you have got, don't worry about who people are. It's going to be obvious soon enough when we start doing an audition, okay? And we don't need to worry about negotiating either, because all of that can be worked out, all right? Now, once you have got your lines written down, I'd like you to leave your scripts and your markers where they are. Careful not to step on any of them. And what I'd like you to do is walk around with your mini whiteboard, and you are going to read your lines out loud. I don't want any emotional expression on them. I just want you to read your lines out loud. So can you walk around the space reading your lines out loud to yourself, please? Okay. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Freeze, please. Okay, now, this time, thank you very much for choosing your lines and having your kind of quite neutral read-through. What I'd like you to do now is, every time you change your idea for your line, I want you to change direction. So, count how many sentences you've written down on your whiteboard. Has anybody got just one sentence, or does everybody have more than one? Okay.
This is just one sentence.
All right, so the two of you that have got one sentence, come to me for a minute, and I'll show you what I mean. Everybody else,
I have questions.
that's fine, questions or sentences too, that's no problem at all, okay? Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to walk in one direction when you say your first sentence. Please don't wobble those while I'm talking, because it's really distracting, okay? So, I want you to walk in one direction while you're saying your first sentence. Then, I want you to turn and go in a completely different direction on your second sentence. So, every time you say a different sentence, I want you to change direction. You're going to keep people in your peripheral vision when you do that, though, okay? So spread out. Use all of the space. Yes, Ben?
Are we still being like
Neutral. You can add a bit more expression in your voice now if you like, okay? All right, so let's try that. Okay, so let's see. I know. Okay, different sentences, so 3 different changes. Okay.
I know what it is.
That means you're kind of
Keep on brave, stop. Shut up, Okay, 3, 2, 1, and freeze. Okay, I'm going to call someone's name out. When I call your name out, I want you to say one of your lines that you've written down. And when I say lines, I mean a sentence, okay? I've checked. I think everybody's got more than one sentence. You may choose any sentence you like, okay? But I want to hear one of your sentences. And if you can add some expression on at this point, that would be great. Hannah, let's start with you. One sentence.
Mum, tell me when they'll be playing with models.
Natalie, one sentence.
Yeah, one of them.
Archie, one sentence, please.
shut up or I'll shut you up.
Harry, one sentence, please.
Are you accusing me?
Cody, one sentence, please.
You can't just leave them up there.
Thomas, one sentence.
I don't want to have an argument.
Ben, one sentence.
Stop laughing then, will you?
Mariam, one sentence.
I think he understands. Do you understand?
George, one sentence.
That's how it went.
Grace, one sentence.
And look how he stands now, dead close.
Joseph, one sentence.
Perhaps you ain't on me then.
Maddie, one sentence.
Just keep your mouth shut.
Neil, one sentence.
I know what it is.
Okay, anyone that we've missed out who hasn't spoken? Okay, fantastic. So, okay. So, let's go back to your register circle for a minute and have your whiteboards there. Okay, now, what I'd like us to do now is to look a bit more deeply into the lines that you have chosen. First of all, what do you think was the purpose of changing your physical direction as you were reading out your lines? What was the purpose of that exercise? Everything that we do in here is meant to develop skills. We know that from doing our work on component 1, don't we? We know that all the workshop exercises that we did were meant to help us with the plays that we ended up doing. So how do you think this is helping us audition for a role? Neil?
Making it less monotone.
Okay, so you're looking for changes, aren't you? Because when you change direction, you're definitely going in a different direction. So maybe looking for variety in what you're saying, because that will give you variety. What about you, George? Why do you think you changed direction? What might be behind that? Okay, so again, we're kind of working, when we change direction, we change our tone, so maybe looking for different vocal tones. What about inside the character? What might it be mirroring happening inside the character? Marion, any idea? What might be changing inside when you're changing direction? Okay, but what about inside? How, when you say show your lines, that makes me think about like speaking or moving. What might be changing on the inside? Okay, does your character feel the same way on each one of those lines as you look at it? Okay. So it's possible that every time you change direction, you're thinking about how your character's feelings on the inside might change. Did you want to say something, Grace? Did you have Okay, so it's like how the character is changing internally as well as externally. Okay? All right, so look at the bit of dialogue that you've chosen. What do you think that dialogue tells the audience about your character? What does it tell the audience? Does it tell them what kind of person you are? Does it tell them what your character is feeling? Does it educate them in some way? What does it tell us about your character? Archie, can you read us the lines that you've chosen, please?
Maybe he's gone bravery and says up. Well, I'll set you up.
Okay. So what do you think those lines tell the audience about your character or about the character? What would they think about that character when they hear him speaking like that? Okay, they maybe tell the audience that this is not a very nice character, not a very pleasant character. Grace? Oh, very good. Okay, so maybe he's higher status with those lines, Joseph?
He sounds like a bit brute.
And what makes you say that?
Like, he doesn't sound smart, he sounds like he's thinking with his fists.
Yeah.
With his brain.
And what do the word? And I couldn't agree more. But what makes you think that in the words?
Because he's threatening him rather than trying to have a conversation with him.
Okay. So the words are really threatening, and also they're quite simple words, aren't they? They're not really complex sentences, complex vocabulary. All right. Okay. Right. Now, what I would like you to do is, I want you. You've got your scripts in front of you now. You've made a start with your lines. What I'd like you to do, we're going to go on to should, which is selecting key lines that the character says during the play that reveal more about them. Now that you know that that's what I'm looking for, to find lines that really reveal something about the character, I want you to go back to your script and I want you to, now you can add on to what you've already done on the other side of your whiteboard, or you can start over entirely. But I would like between 5 to 10 lines in the play that say something really important about your character. So not just any old lines, but what you would think would be key lines for your character, okay? I'll hand you out some rubbers if anybody needs to rub off, okay? But let's have a look. That's okay. You don't need to film properly.
No, I have been.
All right, thank you. Well, I mean, I think to be honest, between 5 and 10, 5 is perfectly acceptable, okay? Well, you can use both sides, yeah? So, just some other things to help you with your search. These do not have to be from the same place in the play, okay? In fact, it's preferable if you find a line or two from the beginning, a line or two from the middle, a line or two from the ending of the play. Now, depending on the character, that might not be possible because some of the characters don't run all the way through the play, okay? But remember, these are key lines. So your character's going to have something important to say kind of at every stage of the play, all right? got the map? Okay, fantastic. Now, if you have got your lines and you're pretty confident about that, ask yourself the following questions. Does each line have something important to reveal about the character? You are going to be putting these lines into a monologue. So they are going to be delivered one after another in a little mini speech that your character does. Even if your character doesn't deliver them that way in play. In fact, they won't, will they, if it's from the beginning, middle, and end. You need to have a look at it from the point of view of being a monologue. And then finally, what do you want to communicate about your character to the audience? We had a really good discussion just a minute ago on Jimmy's character. Jimmy's a bit of a thug. Jimmy is very intelligent. He's quite a brute. He speaks with his fist. I thought that was a great comment that Joseph made about what kind of character Jimmy is and what he communicated to the audience. All right? Now, once you have got your lines selected, and you've done the thinking work about these things that are on the screen that I just spoke to you about, what I would like you to do is to get your phone and take a photograph of what you have written on your mini whiteboard, okay? So you've got a photographic record of it. So if you're finished finding your lines, can I have your scripts back, please? Of course, hang on to your mini whiteboards. If I could have the main scripts back. Okay. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Has everybody able to take a picture? Is there anybody that doesn't have a phone today? In which case, I'm happy to take a picture of it on my phone and you can have a look next week. Neil, have you got a phone with you today? Okay. Archie, got a phone with you today? Okay, all right. Brilliant. Thank you very much. All right, now, so we've got literally just a couple of minutes, I think. Yeah, got just a couple of minutes. What I want you to do is to spend those last couple of minutes practicing these lines as a mini monologue. So when we come back to our lesson on Thursday, which is when our auditions will take place, you will have time to practice the delivery of these lines as a mini monologue. Now I'm not requiring that you memorize it because I know you've already got homework that you're going to be doing for me. But you will have time in lesson to practice this. And you'll have time to show it to another member of the class to get some feedback on your performance. So, can I have, Miss, can you do me a favor? Can you come around and collect like the markers and the rubbers? I'll give the last couple of scripts. Can I have everybody up, walking around, practicing their monologue, please, okay? Thank you very much. Thanks, Archie. Okay? So, just like we started with our lines, we are practicing it all together as a monologue, okay? There it is. Oh, sorry, this is my computer.
Shut up, will you? Stop laughing at me. Stop.
What do you think?
Stop
independent rehearsal, thank you.
We're in drama.
This is independent rehearsal, so you're practicing your own monologue on your own. You're going to be working with somebody next to you. I hate you for being
Stop. What we gotta do? Stop. What we gotta do?
Go on.
Go home. Hey, what's your I want to try to you want to take a chef. You might tell them someone.